to Velvet Petals of the Moonlit Well, a soothing and enchanting sleep story designed to guide you to a place of deep peace and restful slumber. If you are seeking moments of tranquility and enjoy stories like this, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more peaceful escapes. Before we step into the serene, moonlit courtyard, let's begin with a gentle breathing guidance to help you unwind and prepare for our journey. If you prefer to drift directly into the story, you will find the timestamps for each chapter waiting for you in the description below. Now, allow yourself to settle into a comfortable position. Let your body become heavy, sinking deeply into your bed, feeling completely supported. Perhaps adjust your blankets, ensuring you are perfectly cozy and warm. This is your time to release the day, to let go of any lingering thoughts and invite stillness into your evening. Imagine the soft moonlight bathing the ancient stones of a hidden courtyard, and let the gentle magic of the moonlit well begin to soothe you. Let's take a slow, calming breath together. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs with ease and gentleness. Hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth like a quiet sigh of contentment. With each breath, feel your body softening, releasing any tension you may be holding. Imagine the velvety petals of the moonlit flowers, cool and soft to the touch. Visualize their gentle lavender glow filling your mind with tranquility. If your thoughts begin to wander, that is perfectly alright. Simply acknowledge them and then gently guide your attention back to your breath or the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do now, except listen and allow the story to carry you towards peaceful rest. Feel the gentle rhythm of the courtyard, the quiet murmur of the well, the soft rustling of the willow. Let these sounds wash away any worries, any cares, any unease. Allow yourself to be enveloped by the serenity of the moonlit courtyard. Now, let us begin our journey to this hidden place where velvety petals and gentle magic await to guide you into a serene and restful sleep. Chapter 1: Whispers of the Courtyard. Lysandra, with a heart heavier than her worn leather satchel, found herself at a crossroads, though not of paths, but of feelings. The journey had been long, not in miles, but in the silent weight of unspoken anxieties that clung to her like morning mist. She sought not adventure, nor fortune, but simply a moment of quiet, a space where the persistent hum of worry might soften, just for a while. As she walked, her gaze, usually drawn to the vibrant hues of the world, was cast downwards, tracing the dusty path. It was then, almost as if the earth itself guided her, that she noticed a subtle parting in the thicket of fragrant jasmine that lined the road. The scent, sweet and heady, was an invitation in itself, a gentle promise of something different, something calmer, Hesitantly, Lysandra pushed aside the soft, star-like blossoms, their perfume releasing a fresh wave of tranquility that seemed to momentarily lighten her spirit. Beyond the jasmine, a path, less travelled, beckoned. It was not a grand avenue, but a narrow, winding track, overgrown with soft moss and speckled with fallen petals. The air here was noticeably stiller, the sounds of the bustling road fading behind her like a receding tide. With each step, the fragrance of jasmine intensified, mingling with the earthy aroma of damp soil and something else, something subtly sweet and floral, a hint of magic in the air. The path opened into a secluded courtyard, bathed in the soft, ethereal glow of the moon. Ancient stone walls softened by time and cloaked in velvety moss enclosed the space, creating a sanctuary from the world outside. The moonlight, filtering through the leaves of a weeping willow that graced one corner, painted the courtyard in shades of silver and shadow, a gentle, calming palette. In the centre of the courtyard, a gentle murmuring sound drew Lysandra's attention. Not the rushing roar of a waterfall, nor the boisterous splash of a fountain, but a quiet, soothing murmur, like whispered secrets. She approached cautiously, drawn by an unseen force, an irresistible pull of tranquility. As she drew closer, she realized the sound emanated from what appeared to be a well, its stone rim overflowing, not with water, but with an abundance of unique velvety flowers. The air in the courtyard was still, almost hushed, yet filled with a symphony of subtle sensory details. The scent of jasmine hung heavy, interwoven with the sweet fragrance of the moonlit blooms and the cool, damp earth. The gentle murmur of the well was like a constant, calming heartbeat, a rhythm of peace that resonated through the space. Lysandra felt an immediate sense of calm wash over her, as if stepping into a pool of serenity. She reached out a tentative hand, her fingers brushing against the moss-covered stone of the courtyard wall. The texture was surprisingly soft, yielding, like velvet to the touch. Closing her eyes for a moment, Lysandra inhaled deeply, letting the fragrance of jasmine and moonlit blooms fill her lungs, each breath a balm to her weary soul. The tightness in her chest, a familiar companion, seemed to loosen its grip, just a fraction, but enough to offer a sliver of relief. As dusk deepened into night, the courtyard seemed to glow with an inner luminescence, emanating from the moonlit well and its extraordinary blossoms. Lysandra settled herself near the weeping willow, the soft grass beneath her bare feet grounding her to this tranquil space. The gentle murmur of the well, the soft rustling of willow leaves in the breeze, the velvety texture of the moss beneath her fingertips. These were the whispers of the courtyard, promises of peace and quietude in the heart of the night. Chapter 2. The Bloom of the Moonlit Well. Drawn by an unseen enchantment, Lysandra approached the central feature of the courtyard, the well. It was unlike any well she had ever seen, not a source of water drawn from the depths of the earth, but a vessel brimming with life, overflowing with a profusion of velvety flowers, their petals in hues of soft lavender, pale silver, and the deepest twilight blue shimmered in the moonlight, each bloom seemingly catching and reflecting the lunar glow. The rim of the well was crafted from smooth, cool stone, worn smooth by time and weather, yet adorned with delicate carvings of swirling vines and tiny sleeping creatures. Lysandra traced the carvings with her fingertip, feeling the subtle indentations beneath the velvety moss that softened the stone. The texture was a comforting contrast, the coolness of the stone against the yielding softness of the moss, a tactile lullaby for her senses. Hesitantly, she reached out to touch one of the blooms. The petals were unlike anything she had ever encountered. They were not merely soft, but velvety in the truest sense, like the finest fabric, cool and yielding to the touch. As her fingers brushed against a lavender petal, a wave of tranquility flowed through her, a gentle warmth spreading from her fingertips up her arm and into her chest, easing the lingering tension she carried there. The fragrance of the flowers was subtly sweet, reminiscent of moon-kissed honey and night-blooming jasmine, yet with a unique, ethereal quality that seemed to whisper of magic and peace. It was a scent that invited calm, a fragrance that gently coaxed the mind to quietude. Lysandra closed her eyes again, inhaling deeply, allowing the fragrance to envelop her, to permeate her senses and soothe her spirit. As she continued to explore the blooms, she noticed the intricate patterns on their petals. They were not uniform, but each petal seemed to possess its own unique design, like tiny maps or stories etched in velvet. Some resembled swirling galaxies, others depicted serene landscapes of rolling hills and starlit skies. Intrigued, Lysandra began to gently trace these patterns with her fingertip, moving from bloom to bloom, exploring the stories whispered in their delicate forms. As she traced a pattern resembling a winding river on a silver petal, a fleeting image flashed in her mind. A sun-drenched meadow bathed in golden light, a gentle stream meandering through wildflowers. The image was fleeting, ephemeral, yet it left behind a lingering feeling of warmth and serenity, a sense of peaceful contentment that settled gently within her. It was as if the petals held memories, whispers of tranquility woven into their very being. The gentle murmur of the well continued, a constant, soothing undercurrent to the quiet symphony of the courtyard. The soft rustling of leaves from the willow tree, a sound like whispered secrets, added to the peaceful ambience. A gentle breeze stirred the jasmine vines, releasing another wave of fragrant tranquility, and the velvety petals of the moonlit bloom swayed gently as if breathing in the moonlight. Lysandra spent the rest of the evening by the well, lost in the gentle magic of the moonlit blooms. She touched their petals, traced their patterns, inhaled their fragrance, and allowed their tranquility to seep into her soul. The well was not just a source of beauty, but a source of peace, a sanctuary of serenity blooming in the heart of the moonlit courtyard, offering solace and quietude to any weary traveller who might stumble upon its hidden magic. Chapter 3: Tales in the Petals. The dawn arrived in the moonlit courtyard, not with a sudden burst of light, but with a gradual softening of shadows, a gentle transition from the silver hues of night to the soft golds and greens of morning. Lysandra, still nestled near the willow tree, awoke to the sound of birdsong, a delicate chorus of chirps and trills that echoed softly within the courtyard walls. The air was fresh and cool, carrying the lingering fragrance of jasmine and the sweet, ethereal scent of the moonlit blooms, now bathed in the gentle light of the rising sun. She rose slowly, stretching limbs that felt surprisingly rested, the lingering tension from her journey seemingly eased by the tranquility of the night. The courtyard looked different in the daylight, yet no less enchanting. The ancient stone walls, now illuminated by the soft morning light, revealed subtle variations in colour and texture, shades of warm grey and mossy green, a tapestry of time and nature. The velvety petals of the moonlit blooms, no longer shimmering with moonlight, now glowed with a soft inner luminescence, their lavender and silver hues deepened by the dawn. Drawn once more to the well, Lysandra spent the morning observing the flowers in the daylight. The intricate patterns on their petals, which had seemed like whispers in the moonlight, now revealed themselves in greater detail, like miniature works of art, each bloom a unique masterpiece. She noticed that the patterns shifted subtly, as if the petals were slowly unfolding stories, revealing new details with each passing moment. As she traced a swirling pattern on a deep blue petal, she experienced another fleeting vision, this time of a serene forest bathed in dappled sunlight, ancient trees reaching towards the sky, the air filled with the gentle murmur of a hidden stream. The image was accompanied by a feeling of profound peace and connection to nature, a sense of belonging to the ancient rhythm of the forest. It was becoming clear that the petals were not just beautiful, but somehow imbued with a gentle magic, whispering tales of tranquility and peace to those who took the time to listen. The warmth of the morning sun began to filter into the courtyard, casting dappled shadows through the willow leaves and warming the ancient stones. The gentle buzzing of bees filled the air, a soft, industrious hum as they move from jasmine blossom to moonlit bloom, gathering nectar and pollen in the peaceful sanctuary. Lysandra watched them, fascinated by their diligent work, their harmonious presence adding to the sense of calm and natural rhythm within the courtyard. As the sun climbed higher, the courtyard transformed again, bathed in golden light, the shadows shifting and dancing across the mossy walls. The velvety petals of the moonlit blooms seemed to absorb the sunlight, radiating a gentle warmth that emanated from the well, filling the courtyard with a cozy, comforting atmosphere. Lysandra found a comfortable spot beneath the willow tree, leaning against its sturdy trunk, feeling the warmth of the sun on her skin and the soft grass beneath her fingers. She continued to explore the tales in the petals, tracing patterns and experiencing fleeting visions of peaceful landscapes and serene moments. With each petal she touched, a little more of her anxiety seemed to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of calm and inner quietude. The Moonlit Well was not just a place of beauty, but a place of healing, a sanctuary where gentle magic worked its restorative power, whispering tales of peace and tranquility to a weary soul. The day unfolded slowly, peacefully within the walls of the courtyard. Lysandra lost track of time, immersed in the gentle magic of the well and its velvety blooms. The courtyard became her sanctuary, a place of refuge from the worries of the world, a space where she could simply be, surrounded by beauty, tranquility, and the whispering tales of peace woven into the very essence of the moonlit flowers. Chapter 4: The Guardian of the Well. As twilight began to paint the sky in hues of lavender and rose, casting long, gentle shadows across the moonlit courtyard, a subtle shift occurred in the atmosphere. The air grew even stiller, the birdsong softened to a quiet lullaby, and a sense of gentle anticipation settled within the tranquil space. Lysandra, who had been sketching the intricate patterns of the moonlit blooms in her notebook, paused, sensing a change, a presence that was both new and yet somehow familiar. From behind the well, where the velvety petals cascaded down the stone rim in a fragrant waterfall of colour, a gentle creature emerged. It moved with a quiet grace, its steps barely disturbing the soft moss beneath its feet. Its form was vaguely feline, yet softer, more ethereal, with luminous eyes that glowed with a gentle, inner light, like captured moonlight. Its fur was not fur at all, but more akin to soft, moss-like tendrils, swaying gently with each movement. The creature approached Lysandra slowly, deliberately, its gaze gentle and unwavering. It did not speak in words, but communicated in a language of soft chimes, delicate melodies that resonated not in the ears, but directly in the heart, conveying feelings of peace, acceptance, and profound understanding. Lysandra felt no fear, no surprise, only a deep sense of calm and welcome. The guardian radiated an aura of such gentle peace that any apprehension simply dissolved in its presence. It approached her closely, its luminous eyes meeting hers, and Lysandra felt an invitation, an unspoken request to share her inner world, her unspoken anxieties, with this serene being. Hesitantly, Lysandra began to speak, her voice barely a whisper in the quiet courtyard. She spoke of the weight she carried within her heart, the unspoken worries that had clung to her for so long, the anxieties that had shadowed her journey. She spoke not of grand troubles, but of the quiet anxieties that gnawed at her peace, the small fears that accumulated into a heavy burden. The guardian listened patiently, its luminous gaze never wavering, its presence radiating unwavering acceptance and understanding. As Lysandra spoke, the guardian responded not with words, but with gentle gestures, soft chimes, and subtle shifts in its luminous glow. It nudged her hand gently with its moss-like head, a gesture of comfort and reassurance. It emitted a soft, melodic chime that seemed to resonate with her unspoken anxieties, gently dissolving their hold, like sunlight melting morning mist. It was as if the guardian understood her unspoken language, the language of the heart, the language of feelings. The twilight deepened, and the courtyard became bathed in the soft glow of the moon once more. The moonlit blooms shimmered, their velvety petals radiating their calming magic. The guardian settled beside Lysandra near the well, its presence a silent reassurance, a comforting presence in the deepening night. Lysandra continued to speak, her voice growing stronger, her heart feeling lighter with each whispered word, each gentle chime, each comforting gesture from the guardian of the well. In the tranquil sanctuary of the moonlit courtyard, under the watchful gaze of the guardian and the gentle magic of the moonlit blooms, Lysandra began to unravel the threads of her anxieties, to release the burdens she had carried for so long. The courtyard was not just a place of beauty, but a place of solace, a place of healing, where gentle magic and serene companionship offered a path to inner peace. Chapter 5: Inner Bloom. Guided by the gentle presence of the guardian, Lysandra spent the night nestled amongst the moonlit blooms by the well. The velvety petals, cool and soft against her skin, seemed to hum with a quiet energy, radiating tranquility and peace. The guardian remained nearby, a silent sentinel of serenity, its luminous eyes softly glowing in the moonlight, casting gentle shadows that danced amongst the jasmine vines and ancient stones. As she drifted into sleep, Lysandra dreamt of floating on a cloud, weightless and serene, carried by a gentle breeze through a starlit sky. soft and fragrant, filled with the scent of moonlit blooms and whispered melodies. There was no weight, no worry, only a sense of effortless peace and boundless tranquility. The dream was not vivid or dramatic, but gentle and soothing, a lullaby for the soul. She awoke at dawn, the courtyard bathed in the soft, rosy light of the rising sun. The air was fresh and cool, carrying the scent of dew-kissed jasmine and the sweet fragrance of the moonlit blooms. A profound sense of lightness filled her, a feeling she hadn't experienced in years. The heavy weight of anxiety that had been her constant companion seemed to have lifted, replaced by a quiet sense of inner peace. The velvety petals of the moonlit blooms seemed to glow with an inner light, their lavender and silver hues vibrant and alive. As Lysandra looked at them, she understood. The well's magic was not just external, not just something emanating from the flowers, but a reflection of the peace that resided within herself, a tranquility that had been dormant, waiting to bloom. The courtyard, the well, the guardian, they were all catalysts, gentle guides that had helped her to rediscover her own inner serenity. She rose, stretching her limbs, feeling a lightness in her step, a newfound freedom in her breath. The guardian approached, nudging her hand gently with its moss-like head, its luminous eyes conveying a silent blessing, a gentle farewell. Lysandra smiled, a genuine smile that reached her eyes, a smile that reflected the inner peace that had blossomed within her heart. As she prepared to depart the moonlit courtyard, she paused, taking one last look at the well and its velvety blooms, at the ancient stones and the weeping willow, at the tranquil sanctuary that had offered her solace and healing. She carried with her not just the memory of the courtyard's beauty, but the essence of its tranquility, a seed of inner peace planted firmly within her heart. The path back to the road seemed brighter, lighter, the jasmine blossoms more fragrant, the world outside less daunting. Lysandra walked with a newfound serenity, her step lighter, her spirit brighter, carrying the gentle magic of the moonlit well within her, a promise of lasting peace, an inner bloom that would continue to unfold in the journey ahead. The whispers of the courtyard, the tales in the petals, the gentle presence of the guardian, they would remain with her always, a reminder of the tranquility that resided within, waiting to be rediscovered, waiting to